Liverpool's preparations for their upcoming Champions League clash have just taken a significant turn in their favour. With anticipation already building for the showdown, fresh developments have emerged that could give Arne Slot's side an important edge as they gear up for another European battle. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. But first, Jaden Dans has suffered another injury setback after making his first senior appearance since January in midweek, with Liverpool left to hope for a short-term absence. Dans came off the bench to play the final 15 minutes of Liverpool's Carabao Cup victory in midweek, nearly 8 months on from his last first-team appearance. The 19-year-old then backed up that appearance with a start for Rob Page's under-21s on Saturday, but he was withdrawn after only 30 minutes, having pulled up following a free kick. The severity is not yet known, with tests still to determine how many games he will miss, but as the Echo's Ian Doyle reports, he has already been ruled out of the trip to Galatasaray. The striker was unlikely to feature with Hugo Ekitike and Alexander Isak available, but the teenager was among the substitutes against Atletico Madrid earlier in the month. Arne Slot also now has Federico Chiesa available to him in the Champions League after he replaced Giovanni Leone in the squad following his ACL injury. There will be fingers crossed that Dan's latest issue is not serious after a series of fitness issues that have plagued his development since his breakout. A loan to Sunderland was thwarted in the second half of last season due to a persistent back issue that was managed into the summer before making his return late in pre-season. The 19-year-old showed glimpses of why he is highly thought of against Southampton in midweek and would be eyeing another opportunity in the next round against Crystal Palace in late October. Liverpool will treat Dans with care, such as his fitness record, but the October international break could offer a timely period to limit the number of games he could miss for Liverpool. Now, in a huge Champions League boost, Real Madrid have been dealt a fresh setback, just weeks before their Champions League clash with Liverpool, as Dani Carvajal has been ruled out for up to a month with a calf injury. The Spanish right-back's absence is a double blow for Los Blancos. Not only is he already suspended for the trip to Anfield after receiving a straight red card in the dramatic 2-1 win over Marseille, but the injury now leaves him racing against time to feature at all in the group stage showdown on November 4th. The dismissal, handed out for an off-the-ball clash with goalkeeper Geronimo Rulli, carries at least a one-match ban, though UEFA could extend the sanction if the incident is deemed serious. Should that happen, Xabi Alonso may be forced to reshuffle his backline further, with midfielder Federico Valverde a possible stand-in at right back. For Liverpool, it's a development that feels like a welcome boost. Arne Slot's side, who got the better of Madrid in last season's league phase, will be fully aware of how much Carvajal's absence unsettles their opponents. The Spaniard has long been a reliable presence for Real in Europe, and his injury, sustained during Saturday's 5-2 derby defeat to Atletico on the hour mark, only deepens the uncertainty surrounding Madrid's defensive plans. Madrid confirmed the news on Sunday with a statement revealing Carvajal had suffered a soleus muscle injury in his right leg. His progress will be monitored, the club said, making it clear that his recovery is far from straightforward. The timing could hardly be worse for Alonso. Madrid's preparations now involve juggling a patched-up backline ahead of their next Champions League trip, a long journey to Kazakhstan to face Khairat Almaty. David Alaba, Raul Asensio, Alvaro Carreras, Fran Garcia, and former Bournemouth defender Dean Huijsen are among the defensive options travelling east, but none provide the same assurance at right back. Meanwhile, Liverpool have their own watch to keep. Trent Alexander-Arnold, now in Madrid colours, faces up to 6 weeks on the sidelines and is in a race against time to be fit to play against his old club. Yet with Carvajal sidelined and possibly banned beyond the one-game minimum, the balance of disruption seems firmly tilted towards Alonso's side. That was already evident at the weekend, as Madrid failed to extend their lead at the top of La Liga, losing out to Atletico in bruising fashion. Barcelona could leapfrog them with victory over Real Sociedad, adding further pressure on Alonso, who admitted after the derby, It was a bad game. We didn't play well either collectively or under pressure. We weren't at the level we should have been. We're in a building phase. Today is our first defeat, and we have to draw conclusions from what happened. There are no excuses. We're hurt. It's a derby and a deserved defeat. For Liverpool, those words will only fuel the sense that Madrid are vulnerable. With one of their most experienced defenders out, a suspension cloud hanging, and confidence dented at home, Slot's men know they'll have a golden chance to press their advantage when the two European heavyweights collide once again. In other news, Florian Wirtz's arrival at Liverpool this summer was supposed to transform the midfield. A £116 million superstar signing from Bayer Leverkusen, the excitement was through the roof. Fans thought we were getting instant creativity, goals, and a player to dominate games from day one. But the reality, his start has been bumpy, and it sparked a lot of debate among supporters and pundits alike. Now, we all know Wirtz has the talent. At 22, he's already proven himself in Germany. Silky on the ball, vision to unlock defences, and an instinct for goal. But since he's come to Anfield, things haven't clicked quite the way people expected. He's been asked to play roles that don't really suit him, like that floating position against Palace, which left him completely lost in the first half. Only when he was shifted back into his natural number 10 role after the break did we see flashes of the real Wirtz, linking play, finding pockets of space, nearly scoring. That's the Wirtz Liverpool paid big money for. What added fuel to the fire is how he's been handled. Remember the Merseyside derby earlier this month? Wirtz was benched in the 2-1 win over Everton, and that raised eyebrows. Later, in an interview with Sky Germany, Wirtz revealed he'd had a private chat with Arne Slot about it. Slot told him it was about managing his load, resting him after a Champions League start. Now, fair enough, protecting players is part of modern football, but fans can't help but see it differently. We didn't spend £116 million on a player to have him sat on the bench in one of the biggest derbies of the season, and this is where the frustration builds. A few pundits have already said the same thing. Wirtz needs to be in his best position, and he needs to be trusted consistently. If you start moving him around or treating him like a rotation piece, it risks killing his rhythm and confidence. He's not here to ease in, he's here to be the difference maker. The supporters are starting to grow restless. They want to see their record signing driving the team forward, not being experimented with or rested when it matters most. And honestly, can you blame them? For that kind of money, you expect to see Wirtz bossing games every single week. The truth is, Wirtz is too good a player to flop at Liverpool, but he needs to be backed. Give him the number 10 role, let him create, let him dictate, because we've seen it already. When he's in the right spot, he makes things happen. The manager has to stop overcomplicating it. This lad just needs confidence, rhythm, and the freedom to play his natural game. Otherwise, those early doubts are only going to get louder. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.